designed robot runs off a lawnmower engine and a 12-volt electric motor salvaged from a Vauxhall Cavalier. Weighs in at 52.5 kilos and runs at a steady 4 miles an hour.
Roboteers, stand by.
Pupils Vicky Allgood and Claire Greenaway, teacher David Crosby, they call themselves the Femme Fatale.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
And they send Detonator out into the gauntlets, or do they? Because he's stuck by a spike.
Stuck on the spike. He's stuck in on the spike.
And can't get out of the opening turntable.
And this is our robot Detonator.
This is our light sensor, which is mainly for decoration, but it's also to confuse the opposition. And this is our rammer, which is our main weapon.
Inside, we've got a petrol-driven lawnmower engine to drive us forwards, and at the back, we're going to have another engine to power us backwards.
We're hoping to do quite well in the contest, but we think we'll do much better at the battle than the obstacle courses.
It won't move. It certainly won't, and it doesn't look good. Poor old David looks about 74, 75, 76. He's a Star Trek fan. Beam him up, Scotty.
Oh, no.
Oh! That might actually have just thrust Detonator free. Given a shunt now, but back onto the railings. I'll tell you what, David, nuclear-driven, petrol-driven, electric-driven, doesn't matter. You're not going to get very far. Not now. Go on, girls!
Yes. Stop and deactivate robots.
You go to hospital and get your heart mended, and you tell me what that was like.
Awful. it wouldn't stay left at all, and then when we got the spike stuck, it got totally stuck.
Yeah, with that spike, you must have just thought, that's it.
Yeah, we thought we were dead.
Most people hate the robots, the house ones, but you love them, yeah?
Yeah, I do now.
Well done. Congratulations.
Ooh, not quite as far as Scrapper. 7 meters. Will that be enough to save them?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Let's see if the Detonator repairs have worked. Well, it's slowly away. In fact, it's not even away. The girl's only 15, and Detonator can't even move. Recyclops is pegged. Oh, what a run through by Mortis! And the boys from Jesus College, Cambridge are there already. That was stunning. Still Detonator at the start. Poor old David Crosby in pain. Recyclops against Matilda. Matilda interfering with Recyclops. Ugh, what a dreadful thought. And still Detonator right back at the start. David Crosby has had enough. He's gone. Now Scrapper making its move. Strangely backwards. And it's through backwards. Oh, well, strange, but through nonetheless. Now Leebot takes on Shunt. And Recyclops by the pyramid is in problems here. Leebot being pushed all over the place. Making steady progress anyway. For its team, watching back in the pits. And slowly, and surely, the Woodlouse is through. But look at Matilda there, stopping the progress of all Recyclops. Until then, it's flipped. Well, you got underneath Matilda and flipped her over. She will not be pleased. And back at the start, Detonator, still with so many problems.
Oh no. Girls, did no one explain you were supposed to be going that way?
Yeah, they did, but our batteries went before we even started.
So you got no control?
I had no control over it at all.
And how much work did you put into it?
Everything. We've been working for days on it.
Oh, that's a disaster.
From Dartford Girls Grammar School, Napalm.
The veteran fighters from the First Wars, the girls are back with the flame-coloured Napalm. A 15-mile-an-hour top speed's a fair lick. It can push its own weight, and the chainsaw has a 16-inch blade. Napalm with old friends of Robot Wars, Claire Greenaway and Rebecca Glenn.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the last war, if you remember, we had Detonator. Now we introduce Napalm.
His main weaponry is this arm which goes up and then it activates the micro switch at the back which turns on this lethal chainsaw.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
And The 15-year-old girls driving Napalm straight at the brick wall. David Crosby, the last time he was on the programme, did his nut. And there's Sir Killalot coming in round the back. He's mean, he's moody, he's magnificent, he's menacing. Napalm, one of the heavyweight robots, but look at that, a lightweight in the arms of Sir Killalot. And the chainsaws come off. That's the weaponry gone. 16 inches long it may be, but it's no opponent for Sir Killalot, and he could dominate Robot Wars. Napalm driven in onto the tag track.
Captain David Crosby, Claire Greenaway and Rebecca Glenn. Well, you were sort of ambushed by Killalot, and he just went in for the kill. Yep. You must be gutted, though. I mean, he's mashed it to pieces.
So is he.
But he's dead as well. He's stopped. If you get through to the next round, do you think you'll be ready? We will be ready. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Steady progress by Napalm. 7.5 metres. Should be good enough to see them through.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
15-year-old Claire Greenaway driving Napalm needs to get as many barrels down as she can. If she goes within that triangle, the house robots can't get it. Oh, an explosive start. She wants to be a lifeguard. We may need her. And now look, she's burrowing in. The house robots can't follow her.
We've got to attack the triangle and get into it, knock as many skittles over as possible. Whilst we're inside that triangle, the house robots cannot touch us.
Yeah. You want to bet? You're stuck in there now, David Crosby, the teacher of the girls. They've got a few barrels over. 9 barrels in all for Napalm.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
And there, the dreadful pincer of Sir Killalot in the PPZ, the Perimeter Patrol Zone. Bossed by our own house robots. They don't want to go into that zone in the red and black. Here's Pandemonium circling, coming in with the front spike. That's dangerous driving there because Matilda's tusks are in the PPZ. And it's all over. That was Pandemonium.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
And the winners qualify for the first of our series semi-finals of Robot Wars. Demolition Demon, the boys from Thomas Hardy School, and Napalm, the girls from Dartford Grammar. Napalm the heavier and the faster. There's that metal grinding disc, though, that could be damaging. On Napalm, don't forget the judges will vote on style, control, damage to your opponents, and aggression. Teacher David Crosby getting involved. Matilda waits on the sidelines. That's good speed and good control by Napalm. Now coming in on the attack on Demolition Demon. Trying to get that grinding disc into play over the spikes. You see those 2 giant mandibles at the back. Big spider-like jaws. Napalm attacking Demolition Demon again. In comes Demolition Demon underneath, trying to get the wedge shape to effect, and that big metal spike into play. Underneath, Napalm again. That's a good attack by Demolition Demon. In comes Dead Metal, one of the house robots, and there's the sergeant as well. Oh, and the girls have lost their petticoat, look, at the back of Napalm. They've suffered damage. Just about hanging on, that grid at the back. This is good work by Demolition Demon here. Spinning, coming in on the attack. Here's the big titanium fronted ram scoop, though. On Napalm, taking damage in there from Shunt. Ram raiding its way through. And underneath now, Demolition Demon. Can he get that grinding disc to play? Under 8 seconds to go. And they're away from the danger. But they were suspect there, Napalm. Couple of buffets from Demolition Demon. Goodness me, this is going to go very, very close. It goes to the judges, and there's hardly a lick of paint, a smear of oil between the 2 teams. Very close.
Well, total metal carnage. We now await the judge's decision.
Judging on style, control, damage, and aggression. Not good style there by Napalm, leaving itself open. Couple of good aggressive stabs back with the mandibles. That just didn't really come into play. Damage done to Napalm, but by the house robots.
We now have the judge's decision, and hold on to your hats, it's quite controversial. The winner is Napalm!
Ooh, the girls delighted, the boys disconsolate, and the crowd don't like it.
Well, the judges say that although you sustained an awful lot of damage, that was good. given to you by the house robots and that you are far more aggressive than Demolition Demon.
Yes!
How do you feel?
Lovely. Absolutely wonderful.
Talk me through it.
Well, that's Claire. She did it.
Well, they talk about women drivers, but it looked pretty spectacular to me, Claire.
Well, of course, women are just the best, you know.
You did sustain an awful lot of damage. Do you think your robot's going to be ready for the series semi-finals?
Yeah, we'll go and pick all the bits up and stick them back on again.
It did really well. Congratulations. Give them a round of applause.
Napalm with David Crosby, Claire Greenaway and Rebecca Glenn.
So what do you think of the people you're up against?
Oh, I think we're all about the same. I think we've got quite a good chance with some of them, yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know, I don't like the look of his axe. I mean, that's pretty lethal, that's.
That's Kilotron's axe.
Yeah, Kilotron's axe. You know, if we had a chainsaw on, I'm pretty sure we could cut through all that plastic and wood, you know. But we haven't, so...
3, 2,
Teacher David Crosby's been great fun throughout Robot Wars. Now, speed away from the traps, as essential here as it is in a greyhound race, and Napalm is very quick away and almost through! Well, finally, Shunt comes across, it's too little, too late! Nippy Napalm, napping, nasty house robots! They're through, what a run!
Napalm, come onto the platform.
Where were the house robots?
Claire Greenaway and Rebecca Glenn.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Here come the girls from Dartford Grammar School then, and their teacher David Crosby, scoring easy points against the brick blocks. The barrel's just ready to drop. Looks a bit rickety now, and Robot War damaged Napalm, doesn't it? Needs another run, I think, against those barrels just to score, but at least 20 points. Crash to the ground. Now, against the seesaw. Seesaw. Ooh, Marjorie Flaw. There's a flaw in that run. They failed to complete the seesaw. That won't count points. They need to get off there, really. That's what David's saying. Get away from the seesaw now because Kilolot's coming in. Oh, that dreadful lance. That's not the main weapon, though, of Kilolot. It's those awful claws. And there's a clause in his contract to destroy, kill and maim, and that's what they want. This doesn't look good for Napalm. Napalm burnt, frizzled.
Come onto the platform. Well. That didn't go very well for you, did it?
No, if he hadn't have got us, it might have gone okay, but he came and pinned us and then cooked us alive, so...
But you fell off the seesaw. And then it was barbecue Napalm.
Yeah.
Well, you scored 65 points. I'm not sure if that's going to be good enough to get through to the next round. But ladies and gentlemen, Napalm! Well done, guys.
Well, this is going to be tougher than it looks for the rest, but only 65 points for Napalm. Mortis and that axe. Napalm, all in flame red. Rob Knight. He wants the win. So does Claire Greenaway and David Crosby.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Napalm rising on its back wheels, and already Mortis goes in underneath. They're the mandibles, the dreadful mandibles, the jaws of Napalm. And it seems to me that Mortis can withstand everything that Napalm can throw at it. Mortis simply toying, I think, not getting the action to play. Oh, until then! And look at that immediately! Creating major damage. Now the push towards the pit. One in the eye for Napalm. Claire trying to steer away. That axe is surely the most penetrating weapon in the entire history of Robot Wars. It is grisly. Trying to get in on the engine and the motors there. Of Napalm. Pushing back though, Mortis dangerously close to a pit. It tries a little shove towards the PPZ. In comes Napalm. Oh, what on earth are they doing? Oh, Claire! What have you done, Claire? Oh dear, oh dear. Into the pit and out. And of course, Mortis is the winner. And the roar! The bellicose roar of Rob Knight says, I want some of the house robots! They support him in his quest to take on Kilolot. Is that wise? Against the sidebars of his final grudge match of this series of Robot Wars. Matilda and Kilolot. All the house robots getting involved. Oh no, he says, oh no, well it was your decision. You're on your back, now take the punishment, son. In comes Shunt with the pickaxe and the central Sentinel as well, using the big rhino horn to bash and dent Kilolot's final graceful gesture to take Mortis towards the flame pit, trying to use the axe to flip up and over, I think there. Mortis survives, Mortis the winner. It was a good grudge match, wasn't it?
From Guildford, Caterpillar.
The two-clip sharp, the pneumatic ram hand's bite, the aluminium body shell gives protection from decay. It took 3 months to build, but is fairly light in this heat and may take a toothpasting.
I'm Keith Williams, this is my partner Jeff Hill. I'm the team captain of Caterpillar. It's a vehicle powered by fan belts from an old truck. Its main weapons are these two fixed spikes and a pneumatic spike. Comes out like that. Bodywork is aluminium and the paintwork was done by my girlfriend last night.
From Kent, Napalm.
The heaviest, tallest and longest in the heat. Back again, the schoolgirls and the teacher from the last wars. The robot mostly unchanged, as we've heard. 2 electric motor driven, cost altogether 5,000 quid.
Hi, I'm Dave Crosby, team captain for Napalm. This is Claire and Vicky from the Dartford Grammar School for Girls. We've brought Napalm back from the Second War to do some more serious damage, hopefully, in this series.
Well, Napalm in the last series was an improvement on the detonator robot this team put up in the first wars. It looked impressive. The great mandibles, a fearsome weapon. The problem was steering. On the drive, yes, and powerful, but defensively, oh dear, what happened there with Claire Greenaway at controls?
Roboteers, stand by.
Caterpillar, Keith Williams, the team captain, wants to be a computer game tester there on the left. And Napalm from Dartford. Teacher David Crosby wants to be on TV with Roger Moore. He's no saint.
Activate.
Off we go. Napalm, ponderous, but on the attack. Lovely paint job, by the way, from Caterpillar captain Keith Williams' girlfriend. Only hours before the robot took to the arena. No smudges yet. Now there's Sir Killalot. We just saw him there, bottom of the screen. Don't forget, if you push your opponent towards a CPZ, it's a worthy tactic because you're pushing him onto the house robots, but it's Napalm pushing Caterpillar back towards the pit here. No traction from those tracks. Pit, pit, pit. They wanted to go in the pit. Caterpillar just turning away. Now that's where Claire had problems in the last series, the pit. But it's David Crosby at the controls of Napalm. Just gingerly moving away from the brink of the abyss. Rather slow, steady, pensive certainly. There's Matilda, one of the house robots there, top left of your picture you just saw. You don't want to tangle with Matilda. Now, brute strength perhaps. Caterpillar, the lighter of these two robots, certainly the smaller. Napalm dented, not really repaired from the last wars. Although it took a long time to build in the first place, and this will take a long time for the judges to decide, I think. Very close.
And the judges have given it to Napalm!
And Napalm is the only robot that hasn't been modified since the last war.
It has not been
the only
modified
returning
at all.
robot.
Like I say, we pulled out of the pits here after the fight with Mortis last year, put in a corner at the school, dusted down, and back for this.
Back for battle.
Back for battle.
And you're through round one, so well done. Do you think they might beat you?
No.
No, good. It's confidence, see? That's what we like to see.
What did you say their robot looked like this morning?
Yeah.
A pile of junk.
A pile of junk? You think that Napalm looks like a pile of junk? Oh! Fighting talk, then. Did you hear that? Daniel reckons your robot looks like a pile of junk.
Yeah.
It is a big pile of junk. Daniel's spot on there, isn't he,
I
Daniel?
agree with you.
Girls and boys come out to play. Well, hey, revenge for the junk jibe? I'm not too sure. Daniel at the controls. Napalm and Robo-Pig.
Will Daniel...
Roboteers, stand by.
...be able to bring home
3,
the bacon?
2, 1, activate.
Or will Robo-Pig get the big pork chop from the mandibles at the back of Napalm? There you see that piggy tongue licking out, and it's quite deadly. Again, flicking out there. The little blade on the front of Robo-Pig. A lifting spike to get underneath Napalm, perhaps. David Crosby at the controls, head teacher at the Dartford School. Robo-Pig, a little nudge back on Napalm. How powerful are those mandible jaws against a plastic piggy? Well, at the moment, the victory could be in the piggy bank. As once again, it's the more aggressive, taking on Napalm. Pushing it towards the side of the arena and into the CPZ. And that's shunt ball with a mighty blade onto the front of bruised and battered Napalm. Robo-Pig pushing Napalm back towards that CPZ again, or was Napalm dragging Robo-Pig in there? It might have been very intelligent stuff from David at the controls. And there the plastic body shell of Robo-Pig taking punishment, but getting away with it. The wheel spinners is flicked up. Well, I don't know what happens. You turn turtle in the animal world. What happens when a piggy turns upside down? Go on, young Daniel. Get control of your oinker out there. It's brilliant. Piggy up on his tail. He's going for a piggy back on Napalm. Look at this. Up you go. Little bit of a piggyback. And still moving onwards. Great stuff from Robo-Pig. Still standing on his hind legs. Well, oh, look at that. Oh, dear. Eventually rolling over. Oh, poor old Daniel. He'd done so brilliantly. Still spinning upside down. Anyone fancy a little bit of belly of pork? Yes, the house robots certainly do. They're a bit of pork rind at the end, look. He's hardly giving it a pork scratching, is he? Killalot comes in as well. Oh, they're all in for the kill now. And the Napalm team know they have this one, possibly by default, because of what's happened to Robo-Pig. Killalot. And I think we do, smoky bacon! And Killalot's on fire too! And that's the first time we've seen that in Robot Wars history. Killalot taking punishment. It's Porky's revenge. Killalot on fire. How about that? Go, Killalot. I'm not too sure if he can go anywhere. Well done, Daniel.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
This for a place in the Robot Wars Series semi-final. Tentative opening. Stegosaurus with the slam again. On that front shovel of Napalm. Difficult to slam into it, as Stegosaurus did against Henry in its last fight. I don't think that weapon of Napalm's too punishing, let's be honest. Stegosaurus with the shunt now, back into shunt in the CPZ. Napalm riding high up on Stegosaurus and crumpled. But it does look like a pile of old junk when you look at it like that. Napalm doesn't look as if it'll be long before bits start falling off. Stegosaurus again with the powerful drive. Look at this, straight onto the snow plough of shunt up in the air against the arena wall. Dragged back for another go. Tattered and torn. The dreams, perhaps, of Claire Greenaway, Vicky Allgood and David Crosby in that Napalm team from the Dartford School. Again, Stegosaurus on the attack. Dan King and Peter Rowan, Rob Heisman look here as if they've got this heat final sewn up. Napalm can't get away at the moment. I think they're trying to get it away from the arena wall. Instructions from Vicky to her head teacher. Maybe detention next week for Napalm, but not in the arena, I don't think. Not going to be around much longer. Or, I don't know, because Stegosaurus has been pushed against the arena wall now, and in comes Shunt. And now, the Heat final favourites are in trouble. Stegosaurus on its side. That's good work by Napalm to recover from their dreadful start. And it's the turn of the Stegosaurus boys to manoeuvre itself away. They did well, actually. I thought for a minute they were wobbling. In comes the dinosaur. Oh, and the front is rendered and ripped apart. Look at this. Slammed against the arena wall again, flapping. And that's not just the team up there in the control box. That's the robot too. Dragged towards Killalot. Pushed back again into the centre of the arena. House Robot's hungry for a little taster of napalm. It might have napalm breath. Ooh, you wouldn't want to get in the way of that. But it certainly is not setting this Heat final aflame yet. Napalm. Spiking the arena floor. That, of course, is where the pit normally is. But not for a Heat final like this. Skimming over the top and straight onto the grinding, lancing weapon of Killalot. Into the guts of Napalm. Desperately trying to stay alive. But the writing is not just on the front of Napalm, it's on the wall. Brave to the end. Stegosaurus a little nudge. Killalot with the grasp. Looks to me as if something's falling off the front of Napalm too. Bent and buckled. Look at that, absolutely destroyed. In comes Stegosaurus. How is it still moving? What a brave effort from Napalm. Looks like some old car that's been through the mill and crumpled in a wrecker's yard. And is still going, just about, and on the attack, would you believe, right at the end.
Cease.
Well, that's a tremendous final.
Well, while the judges make their decision, let's look at some highlights from that battle.
Stegosaurus on the attack early on. Points will be scored with that drive. Back comes Napalm, no damage sustained. Riding piggyback on Stegosaurus and the scales of the old dinosaur, but then this was the surprise. Napalm attacking, Stegosaurus on the arena wall, eventually getting out though, and the end damage, and I'm sure terminal, was sustained by Napalm.
And we have a unanimous decision. Not much of a surprise there. The winner is Stegosaurus.
From York University, Disco Inferno.
Plenty of electric power to shake the body down. It can strut its funky stuff upside down. The Hypnodisc-style blades will give plenty of Saturday night fever, but beware, Matilda wants the slow dance at the end.
Hello, we're Oliver, Mark and Nick, and this is our robot Disco Inferno. It's powered by two 750-watt motors which drive the drive wheels through two motorcycle chain sets. It's armed with polycarbonate on all sides and runs either way up. Our weapon is this inch-thick solid aluminium flywheel, which weighs about 15 kilograms and spins at 700 RPM.
From Dartford, seed number 25, Shadow of Napalm.
Robot Wars veterans from the Dartford Girls Grammar, but with hopes that this will be no mere shadow of napalm, a large spike, a lifting mechanism, Kevlar shell, titanium, it's all there, but shadows can evaporate under the spotlight. And last time around, they'd only made repairs, not improvements, and Stegosaurus took advantage. A crushing defeat. Napalm looked fragile. Lacking in manoeuvrability for David Crosby at the controls. He knows he'll have to do better this time around with Shadow of Napalm.
Hi, we're Shadow of Napalm. This is Vicky, I'm Claire, and this is Dave. We're from Dartford Girls Grammar School.
This is the machine itself, Shadow of Napalm. It's got a linear actuator at the front which drives its lifting arm. We have 24-volt driving wheelchair motors which propel the vehicle backwards and forwards. It's got front lifters, it's got back pointy sticky things out, and it's even got shower fittings.
From the Isle of Sheppey in Kent, Major Tom.
Ground control for Major Tom from two Golf Caddy motors, as well as the garden barrel. Old bicycles and lawnmowers also used. A ramp weapon,
Captain Cosmic's head atop.
My name's Henry Ryan, and this is the rest of our team. Gerald Morris, Arthur Robinson, and we're the Major Tom team. And this is our robot, it's powered by 2 golf buggy motors, and the main weapon is also powered by a golf buggy motor, and it's a lifting ram capable of lifting 12 stone.
Roboteers, stand by.
Disco Inferno from York University, 2 graduates in computer science and a psychology graduate. Major Tom from the Isle of Sheppey, Captain Henry Ryan has his 3 daughters in the audience. And Shadow of Napalm, teacher David Crosby, Claire Greenway and Victoria Allgood. They've sort of grown up with Robot Wars.
3, 2, 1.
Shadow of Napalm on the left-hand side. We want to do better than last time around. Very disappointed, but look at that Hypnodisc-style blade on Disco Inferno. They've certainly learnt from the last wars. Major Tom trundles with the Union Jack proud, aloof to the other robots, it would seem. There's the weapon again of Disco Inferno, spinning viciously as it comes in on the attack on Shadow of Napalm. Shadow of Napalm has the lifting mechanism on that large spike. Major Tom, bottom of your picture, has its own lifting ramp as well. Bumping and buffeting and damage caused. Disco Inferno spins to come back on the attack. That's the Shadow of Napalm team from the control booth. Major Tom's lifting ramp seems to be stuck in place. And there's Disco Inferno wedged in on Shadow of Napalm. Locked tight in battle. Well, for whom will it be a dance of death in Robot Wars in the Eliminator? Bit pedestrian now. Disco Inferno. I thought the boys from York University would be formidable, but it doesn't seem to be a lot of light from those 3 750-watt motors. I think they're immobilised. They're on the arena floor. Flipper any moment now. It's all over for Disco Inferno. And when the lights come down at the end of the disco, you know who's waiting. Matilda for a snog. I think everyone in the Robot Wars arena crowd would love to see the Dartford girls do well. The question is, their machine, Shadow of Napalm, is it strong enough to withstand the axe of Dominator 2? There it is. Looks mighty powerful to me. At the controls, Paul Tulladay, controller of the weapon.
1. Activate.
We could be seeing another seed go out here. Because I fear a Shadow of Napalm from that axe. The pneumatic-powered axe driving in and already piercing the shell of Shadow of Napalm. It's a Kevlar shell, aluminium decking and titanium, but can it withstand this sort of punishing? Ooh, damage again. Claire Greenway and Victoria Allgood back again with Shadow of Napalm. Their teen life has been spent in Robot Wars, dreaming of destruction and so on, with their teacher David Crosby, teacher of design and technology. And there the two just grappling together. Here comes the ref bot with the camera to have a closer look. Now Dominator 2 pushing forward, Shadow of Napalm holding its ground, Killer not there, good controls here by David Crosby digging in because he knows he's certainly outpowered in terms of weaponry, but in goes the great pincer arm of Killalot. It's grasped Shadow of Napalm. They've done very well to get away there. David Crosby, that's superb stuff to get out, but Dominator 2 senses victory. Can Shadow of Napalm pull this around now? The axe crashes down once, twice into the very belly of Shadow of Napalm. No, a shake of the head. He fears the worst here. He thinks they're dead. Down goes the pit. Killalot on the edge of the pit. There's Killalot going in there. Hope not. Can David Crosby, with the girls shouting loudly, steer them away from the pit? Dominator 2 comes in with a shove. Right on the edge of the pit here. Shadow of Napalm, the number 25 seeds. Their hopes teetering and tottering. They're digging in there. This is superb. Back to the wall stop. They're trying just to last the distance here in this semi-final. And finally Matilda gives them a shove, and yet they won't go down. A brave battling performance, and finally they're in the pit. And it all comes to naught. They did so hard to stay in there so long. Everyone was against them. Well done to you lot for staying in there.
From the United States of America, 20.
Nothing LA confidential about this team from the West Coast, well known after 6 years together. Watch for a frenzied attack from the mighty Action at 209.4 pounds, the heaviest here.
Hi, we're here for the American War of Independence. This is Frenzy the Robot. We are Team -0. My name is Patrick Campbell. This is my wife, Joanna. We're here from California. And this robot is mean, it's big, it's going to kick some butt. We got a big axe with a robot tenderizer at the end, meant to destroy and kill all robots.
From the United Kingdom, Detonator.
Robot Wars veteran seen in the first wars with a new team member, 8-year-old Tegan Crosby, daughter of Captain David. 2 spikes and a ram make this detonator explosive. Out with a whimper, though, in the first wars. Never got going. Stuck on an arena spike, much to the displeasure of teacher David Crosby.
Hello, we're back for the War of Independence, and this time we've brought Detonator. We have a new team member, Tegan, who's going to attempt to drive the machine, hopefully. And we brought Claire back from the Napalm team. We've lost Vicky, who's gone on holiday. And what we're going to try and do is ram these American upstarts with this large red ramming device and hopefully get through this War of Independence.
Roboteers, stand by.
Flying the flag for the state, someone has to. Frenzy. There at the controls, Patrick Campbell and his wife, and Detonator from Dartford. Claire Greenway extending the aerial for the controls for David Crosby. Hope the United States competitors would last as long and be as durable and long-lasting as the US presidential election, but that's not the way it's been so far. But look at this, Frenzy! Absolutely pummeling Detonator! This is what we've been waiting for. The length of that weapon is formidable! Bashing and crashing and smashing, and Detonator looks like a pummeled prune out there, and now they spike themselves on the arena floor. This is great stuff. Matilda comes in, and they're back ready to fight again. Poor old Detonator will not thank Matilda for that. So a stateside challenge at last, in the shape of Frenzy from Los Angeles. Bash and crash. Well, almost as many devastating splits in Detonator as there are in the San Andreas Fault in Los Angeles. From Frenzy. And Detonator nudged towards the flames. There's nothing left, I'm afraid, for David Crosby and the team. I'm sure they... Oh, dear, oh, dear. There's a rhythm to it, a menacing, awful tattoo being beaten out there by the drum of Frenzy's great axe masher, tenderizer. Hardly kind to tender hearts. Claire Greenway just 17 and Tegan Crosby just 8 in the Detonator team. And that's what's left of their machine. How can you smile? Reverse... They've been scalped! Where's the 7th Cavalry when you need them? Oh, poor old Detonator! On fire! But Frenzy looks a robot to really be frightened about. And this could be the War of Independence Terminator. In the shape of Frenzy, Detonator has been terminated. There's dead metal on the left-hand side. And Shunt onto the arena floor flipper. And then the last moment of action we'll see from Detonator is to be tossed unceremoniously into the air. No Thanksgiving for Detonator. And the pit remains. Hardly the Dartford tunnel, but the team from Dartford are about to sink into the oblivion of the pit of despair. Well done, Frenzy.
What an absolutely brilliant fight. Detonator, no doubt seeing stars and stripes. Frenzy from the USA, they go through.
The Dartford team. What happened? What can you say about that?
It got smashed.
It really did, didn't it?
Yeah, never had one drink at all, but it's totally smashed.
I hear this is an old robot, though, because we've seen you with Shadow of Napalm, and this is Detonator. This is your first
This
robot,
is the
wasn't
very
it?
first robot, yes.
I think it was a wise decision putting that one up against the Americans.
It was indeed. It's been lying idle for 4 years, then it came back and got trashed.
It did. Can we hold that up and just show the camera there exactly how trash that got. That was round, now it's flat. Claire, was that your fault, young lady?
No.
No.
Tegan was driving.
You were driving?
No,
were you
it's
really?
Daddy driving.
Oh, that's your daddy, is it?
Blame me, blame me. Yes, what does it look like?
Pizza to me.
Pizza!
From South Ockenden in Essex, Sir Chromalot.
Looks the part, a gas-powered flipper and what looks like a ray gun on top. It's not. They say they have drills to thrill. They're great showmen and they'll give it a go.
From New Ash Green, Napalm.
A large titanium-hulled wedgie thing with vicious snarling fang steel spikes attached to the rotary arm, 24 volts electric power, grey and grisly this time around.
From Holton St Mary in Colchester, Essex, the Steel Avenger.
A powerful pneumatic axe robot with a rear flipper, steel frame and steel polycarbonate armour driven by two 750-watt industrial motors.
From Bredsall, Suicidal Tendencies.
100 kilos in weight, 10 miles an hour top speeds, and a razor-esque beak which can crush at 26 tons PSI. I find that difficult to believe, to be honest.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Napalm with his teammate Sir Chromalot. The controls, David Crosby on the left-hand side, Steve Merrill on the right. And on to the Suicidal Tendencies and Steel Avenger team at the control of the Tendencies. Charlie Binns on the right-hand side, John Willoughby on the left with the Steel Avenger. And our two house robots, a Killer Lot, our Knight of the Square Arena, can thunder with the crushing jaws and plunder with the lance. And shunt endless energy levels, consistently cadaverous, horrendously hungry for victims.
3, 2...
Well, we're starting off here with the Steel Avenger against Napalm. And in goes that smashing axe of the Steel Avenger. Denting the front of Napalm, has the sort of twin fangs at the back. Rocking it forward with the axing motion. Napalm almost off balance. And the Steel Avenger coming in with a thrust to take advantage of that ill balance. Napalm being pushed away. Don't forget the other teammates can only come in if you tag them. That's the official regulation. And I think Napalm will need to be tagged because it looks flimsy, doesn't it? And in now come Suicidal Tendencies. They've tagged. They look sturdy and punishing and menacing, and Napalm looks about to be crumpled. To be honest, it's, well, all the work that goes in from the other robots and the Napalm team comes in like that. I'm not saying they're going to be beaten here, but it looks as if they made it in about 5 minutes. I'm sure they spent a lot of time loving tender care on it, with the big pram wheels underneath Napalm's frame. A bit's come off the side. David Crosby and his students are magnificent sports. They always come to Robot Wars and get into the spirit of things. Is that Napalm written on the front in lipstick? I'm not too sure. Pretty in pink, whatever it is. Sir Killalot's come in. And why, Sir Chromalot didn't even have time to come in and do the knightly thing, the knight in shining armour, did it? Napalm's being crumpled and out of the arena, and that's the end of them. In a crumpled heap. Sir Chromalot never had a chance because of its tag team terror teammate. Now it comes into the fray to take on Steel Avenger and also Suicidal Tendencies. There's the back of Steve and his teammate Ray Tate. And Sir Chromalot, what is that on top? I'm not too sure. Where's the drill? Maybe it's hidden in underneath there. They've got a little lifting arm. Oh! And the two teammates having a bit of a dust-up here. That was Suicidal Tendencies and the Steel Avenger clashing.
You've seen the pit release button go. You know what's going to happen in Robot Wars Extreme. Look at the size of Killalot there compared to Sakromalot. Huge. Suicidal tendencies getting out of the way. And Sakromalot binned. Cease.
From New Ash Green, Longfield in Kent, Napalm.
A large titanium-hulled wedge with vicious snarling fangs, they say at the back, steel spikes attached to a rotary arm. To me, it looks like a garden pitchfork, to be honest.
From Mould in Flintshire, the Spider.
The weaponry here is a set of rotating spikes. It can work upside down. It has a metal frame, but there's no armour. It's weak and vulnerable.
From St Leonards-on-Sea, East Sussex, Gemini.
The inspired engineering of Gemini, a cluster bot. It can split in two. Both machines have high-powered flippers, but it is difficult to control. The house robots in the arena. Matilda once again. Watch for the tusks at the front, watch for the rear end. And Shunt, who will be closely watching Matilda's rear end, I can tell you.
Roboteers, stand by.
This for a place in our Annihilator later in the series. The Gemini cluster bot immediately splits and comes in on the attack. Both sides of the Spider. Trying to weave a web out there. Gemini tries to flick using those lifting weapons. The high-powered flipper. There's Napalm just staying out a little bit of trouble on the right-hand side, backing away. One of those Gemini cluster bots is up on its end. It'll need to come down. Don't forget, if one part of Gemini is immobilized, the robot is out. Both still have to be running. What on earth is the Spider doing there? The web's going to catch fire. The Spider's going to catch fire. Oh, no. Come into my parlour, said the Spider to the Fly. And that is what we have said to our Spider. And incy-wincy Spidey, you're up the Robot War spout. You've had it. That leaves Gemini and also Napalm. And Napalm's on its side. Spider is a smoking and counted out by the ref bot. They've gone. They've had a disastrous time in Robot Wars Extreme, haven't they? John and Carol Udall and young Robert, the 12-year-old. So Gemini, wobble, wibble, wobble, wibble, wobble. Is it going to be Napalm with victory on a plate? Because Gemini are being counted out by the ref bot. Well, somehow Napalm has contrived an unbelievable victory without hardly doing anything. How on earth did that happen? Gemini once again flattering to deceive, and the Spider was awful. All that work and creativity. Look at the design and the ingenuity behind Gemini and the cluster bot. Onto the floor flipper goes the Spider. Ever seen a Spider fly? You're about to. Watch this. Nice little bit of positioning by the Shunt. And the Spider flies. All that work. Carol's an art teacher. She'd have designed that Spider logo, I'm sure. Look at that. Through the air. Burnt to a crisp early on. All control gone. Looks dangerous. Wasn't. And Gemini's so disappointing. The pit descends. And Napalm with a little glance. There, of course, is Shunt on the Spider. Well, Gemini's finally come to life again. That's far too late. Counted out by the ref bot. Look, I've had enough, says Shunt. You can all go down there. Skull and crossbones and just about everything. What a heap, what a mess. And Napalm are through. They ended up in the pit, look. It doesn't matter. Gemini went with them, and Gemini were immobilised a long, long time ago. Well done, Napalm.
From Thornhill, Panic Attack.
A Robot Wars legend with Kim Davis at the controls has never failed to reach the British Championship semi-finals. Impenetrable, but those forklifts can let the robot down with a bump.
Hello, we're Team Panic Attack. My name's Kim Davis, this is my son Michael, and this is Christian. This is our robot Panic Attack. This year, we're here to cause some serious damage. We're going to mangle, maim and crush.
From Colvin, Spirit of Nightmare.
A refined wedge with a full-width pneumatic lifter, twin high-speed blending discs, a 9cm full-width ramming cone, and twin pneumatic piercers.
Hi, I'm Nigel. This is Team Nightmare, Lee and Malcolm. This is our brand new robot, Spirit of Nightmare. We've got a flipper on the front, mincers on the side, and piercers at the back. Our middle name's Damage.
From Aberdour, near Edinburgh in Scotland, Fighting Talk.
Robot Wars veterans, we've seen them as Small Talk, All Talk, and Fighting Talk. It's a new shape, design, and a new name, Hippopotamus.
Hi, I'm Richie. This is Alex.
Hello.
This is Ellen.
Hello.
And we're Team Hippopotamus. Ellen's donated our yellow plastic hippopotamus sand pit. Alex has donated his skateboard wheels, and I've donated all this equipment inside. We have a big ram that fires this axe up here, then with some force, but we've also got a spinning disc on the end that spins up, should do some damage when it hits. So been in the wars before, this year we're back for more.
From US Green, Napalm.
I worry about the defensive capabilities of this in this sort of company. At 84 kilos, it's the lightest left in, a large titanium hull with steel spikes attached.
Good evening from Dave, Claire and Vicky, and Napalm, back for another war.
From Holton St Mary, Steel Avenger.
Joint quickest left in with top speeds of up to 15 miles an hour. A powerful pneumatic axe robot with a rear flipper, steel frame, and steel polycarbonate armour.
I'm John Willoughby, this is Jackie, and this is Tony. This is our robot, the Steel Avenger, and we are Team Steel Avenger. We've come along here to do some serious damage to other robots and kick some serious road butt.
From Cambridge, Disco Inferno.
Watch for the 30-kilo, huge 3,000 RPM flywheel here. It could be lethal, it's invertible, it can run both ways up, 24 volts power. So let's dance!
Roboteers, stand by.
In one of our control pods, Panic Attack, Steel Avenger, and Spirit of Nightmare on the right. They're Fighting Talk on the left, Disco Inferno, and Napalm on the right again. And our two house robots in the war zone, Sir Killalot with the crushing claws. And alongside our mighty knight, Matilda, with the tusks and the spinning flywheel and the danger with every breath.
3, 2, 1, activate.
If you had to ask me, the favourites, I go for Disco Inferno and Panic Attack. They're in the middle, being sandwiched. The Steel Avenger got in a blow. Also Fighting Talk in the yellow. The Steel Avenger slamming in down to the Hippopotamus team. And away comes Fighting Talk, rocking and rolling. More activity and action than you see from a normal hippo. This is the Steel Avenger. And right in the middle there, Napalm, and something's come up immediately. I worried about the armour plating of Napalm up on top of Panic Attack, but in trouble early on there. Napalm with the skull on the back of what looks like a garden pitchfork, to be honest, is wavering and wobbling. Fighting Talk in the mix as well, but the main brunt of the attack is on Napalm and Spirit of Nightmare there, the wedge in underneath. As Sir Killalot takes a look and plucks Napalm up into the war zone sky. Down they come with a crunch. Spirit of Nightmare in there as well. Panic Attack turning away. Spirit of Nightmare has the flipper stuck open. No, they come down. Saw movement there from the prongs to the back as well. There's the Disco Inferno team. Staying out of danger early on. Waiting and biding their time. Once again, the Steel Avenger with the Feather Duster. Telltale insignia on the back is in the mix of things. Panic Attack trying to get in underneath Fighting Talk with a little bit of a lift. Look at the scratches and dents and scars on the hippo. Spirit of Nightmare in underneath as well. Looking impressive early on, Spirit of Nightmare here. The Steel Avenger comes across his bows, and again, Disco Inferno this time. Where did that metal come from? Panic Attack or Disco Inferno? Slamming into Spirit of Nightmare before moving away. Crunching into Fighting Talk again. I think Nightmare looks good here, and has the disc stopped, I wonder? Well, the pit release button has been depressed. The judges watch on, so do the crowd. Who's going to go down the pit first and be eliminated straight away? Fighting Talk looks to be still competitive, but is it a danger to others? I don't know. Panic Attack right in there, the yellow with the skirts these days for extra protection. Moving away from danger, Disco Inferno with a slam on Fighting Talk. Is Fighting Talk mobile? Oh, I don't think so now. What's happened to the hippo? Look at this. Oh, it was once a sand pit. Sand to sand, dust to dust, ashes to ashes. You've had your lot. I would have thought Disco Inferno up on its side. The Forks and Panic Attack will be crucial here as the Annihilator goes on. And Spirit of Nightmare showing away against Disco Inferno, which looked invincible coming into this Annihilator for me. But the blade has stopped spinning, it looks like. That's the way to do it, in underneath, turning him onto Matilda and the great flywheel, spun Disco Inferno into the air. Good driving of Spirit of Nightmare, taking there. Disco Inferno into the CPZ, and then of course the lift robots can come in, and they're being counted out now by the ref bot. That's the end of Fighting Talk. So it looks as if they will be the first to go, but Disco Inferno looks to have very little life left in them. The first robot annihilator, though, is Fighting Talk. Counted out, there's the red card.
Unfortunately, there's a problem in the pits with Napalm. Now, what's going on? Because you were moving, at least at the end of that bout.
We were moving round the circles. We have to move in a straight line. In order to get back out into the arena next time, we couldn't. We couldn't get out into the arena, so therefore we're having to bow out. And Matilda has also caused some severe damage to us.
She's good at that, isn't she?
She's very good at that.
So there's no point in you going back in because you'd be sitting ducks and you don't think you can fix it in time?
We've got 5 minutes. We need about 5 days.
From Costassy, Norwich, Norfolk, Thermidor 2.
Very impressive in extreme so far with the powerful pneumatic flipper and the claws. Watch out though for that fragile shell.
We're Team Lobster. My name's Dave. This is Ian. This is our robot Thermidor 2. We're angry. We're ready for a fight. Keep out of our way.
From New Ash Green, Napalm.
Teenagers Vicky Allgood, Claire Greenaway and teacher David Crosby, a James Bond fan, have this heavily armoured napalm machine, but it's unreliable, you know.
Good evening from Dave, Claire and Vicky, and Napalm back for another war.
In the war zone for us, the weapon synergy of dead metal, heavy at 112 kilos. Slightly lighter, but no less deadly, Matilda.
Roboteers, stand by.
David and Vicky fighting for women's honour. Napalm against Thermidor, who believe the Napalm team should be back in the kitchen. A broiling lobster, perhaps. And it's the lobster at this moment in time, reaching boiling point. Thermidor with David Harding and Ian Harvey. Look at this. Slam, bam, and thank you, ma'am. Napalm, can they come back from that? David's at the controls. Vicky seems to love it. They do. But what about Napalm? Lost in the air. Comes crumpling down. Built on an old pram frame, it looks like, with the two fangs at the back, and, well, very little else, really, at this moment in time. It's been crushed. Pushed and slammed. It's already in tatters. It's almost in shreds. Dead metal's in there. David, you got to do something there. A James Bond feat is needed because time is ticking out. And Thermidor, their argument that you should stay in the kitchen is right. You shouldn't be in the arena. You're out of it now.
Cease.
I'm afraid all napalm is worth now. Scrap for pots and pans on that stove. Get back to the kitchen and start cooking up another machine.
Well,
Napalm unceremoniously dumped out of the arena. The winners are Thermidor 2. Come on, guys.
They reckon that girls were kind of no good at building robots, and Robot Wars was no place for girls, isn't it? And I was going to say that they've gone a long way to prove it, but they haven't really, because it's his fault, really, isn't it?
It's my fault, I'm afraid.
It's your robot.
It's my robot. The girls built it, but then unfortunately Kilolot destroyed it last time. But the only reason it went out last time was we took 3 robots to destroy it.
Yeah.
But this time I built it with cable ties and sellotape.
So it's not really your fault. I think, although you won this fight, I think you've got some apologising to do, really, haven't you?
We have had time to reconsider, yes. And, they were very brave to show on. The driving was good at the start.
Yeah.
So.
And Robot Wars is a place for girls, isn't it?
It is.
And you're sorry you said that, aren't you?
We're very sorry.
Okay, so you won the vengeance, but you still feel a little bit of humility now, don't you?
That's right.
Okay, it's been a very sobering experience for you, isn't it?
I hope we can still be friends.
Okay, let's go ballistic for Thermidor 2.
From New Ash Green, Napalm.
A large titanium hulled wedgie thing with vicious snarling fangs, or so they tell me. Steel spikes attached to the rotary arm. Their 4th attempt at Robot Wars, once reached the semi-finals.
From Hull, Warhog.
Heavy drum spins around the hub here with 2 blades attached, 4-wheel drive, 2 home-designed and built gearboxes. An actuator lifts one end to assist steering. A wok provides the robot's helmet.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Warhog machine, Paul Stevenson operating the weapons in there with Mark Chalmers, the driver, and Colin Hare, the team tactician. I'm good to see the Napalm team back again. Teacher David Crosby in the middle, Michelle Davey, Vicky Organ at the controls. Shunt is in the arena again. Watch for the pushing power. And Matilda will tusk you, will churn you with the flywheel, generally disgust you.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Napalm moves first. Has always been a wee bit fragile with the titanium hull in the past. Semi-finalists way back in Series 2, knocked out in the heats ever since, and very sluggish it would seem. That's the back of the Warhog team. This is rather tentative, isn't it? Not the quickest robots around. Neither can get beyond 8-mile-an-hour top speeds. It's all a little bit tentative. Are we watching this in slow motion? Down goes the blade of Napalm. Looks like one of those nodding donkeys you see out in the oil fields of Texas. Up and down with a slow and steady rhythm, and Matilda waits. And again, if you go into what we call the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, it means that the house robots can attack you, and they've got problems there, I think. Warhog up in the control booth. Paul Stevenson and Mark Chalmers and Colin Hare desperately, trying to get some electrics to work. And Warhog is just being slowly eased around the arena by Napalm. Well, the lights were blinking in the snout of the hog, but there's very little life elsewhere, and now Matilda, the RevBot takes a glance, but Matilda came out there and did a little bit of damage. Napalm has Warhog pressed to the arena. Get out of the way, says the RevBot. I want to see if Warhog has been immobilised here. I want a closer check. Napalm would be well advised to get away from that flame pit. Steer out of danger's reach. The Warhog just pushed by the RevBot into the middle of the arena so that we can see if there is life in there. But it's moving very slowly. Now is Napalm immobilised? This is most curious. The RevBot has to check on Napalm being controlled by Vicky Organ. Fighting here at the controls of Napalm. Warhog seems to be on fire on the flame pit. Not the sturdiest or most reliable of robots, these two. It'll go to the judges. Let's be honest, They don't need a pocket calculator to total up the points scored, do they?
The judges have made their decision. Now, let me explain. They reckon that both robots were immobilised at the end of the fight. So they've gone on the action during the fight. And they reckon that you guys were a lot more aggressive. They've gone for napalm! Guys, there was one of the things they sort of said was that your weapon wasn't working from the start.
It's not working from the start. I reckon we've left the earth lead off it.
What happened?
I've absolutely no idea. When we came in earlier on, they didn't really want to spin the weapon out there.
Yeah.
And of course we didn't check it, and it's not running.
Oh, guys. Disappointed?
Very disappointed.
Yeah. But these are nice people. You've lost the nice people. Never mind. They deserve it. Hey, you hear that? You deserve it. How do you feel about that?
Wicked.
You were doing the driving, weren't you?
Aye.
Aye. Not bad driving, actually.
Thank you.
How far do you think you can go? There's a lot of big boys out there.
There's a lot of big boys out there. To be honest with you, before we were going out to these guys, we saw their acts, their spinning disc working around earlier on. We thought, no chance. So Vicky's only chance was to drive it into the wall, hopefully before the disc started.
They forgot to plug it in, though.
But they didn't tell us.
Oh, bad habits seem to have rubbed off on them.
Your bad habits have rubbed off on you. See, it's catching. Bad habits are catching. Ladies and gentlemen, go ballistic for the Napalm posse!
Wild Thing, improved. Looked it too for Nick Adams, daughter Isabel and son Jake. Against David Crosby, Vicky Organ and Michelle Davey and the Napalm Machine. There it is. Very slow in victory against Warhog. House robots will pick up anything loose, anything vulnerable, dead metal with the pincer and the saw. And Shunt back again and hungry for more metal mayhem.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Wild Thing, first out of the traps, slamming straight into Napalm. 100 kilos, both machines. Napalm stopped in its tracks. Need to see some movement from Napalm. Wild Thing here. That disc does look very potent. Crumpling in on the side of Napalm and the titanium hull. And Napalm is going nowhere, very, very fast. Again, Wild Thing attacking. The fang of Napalm drops slowly, ponderously. Catches onto Wild Thing, onto the arm that they use as a streamer. Vicky, who loves her computer programming, trying to program a response from Napalm. Nothing coming so far from the team from New Ash Green. There goes the pit release button, activated by Wild Thing. And now they're shaping for a push here. Push and shove Napalm all the way. Veering out towards the arena side wall, dodging the pit momentarily, but not for long. And that was on the guards from the word activate, disappearing in a cloud of steam. Napalm, Wild Thing the winners.